Go fishing for Canada's elusive lake monster, Ogopogo, on Strange Science. Most of us have heard the legend of the Loch Ness Monster. Sightings are rare, and still more elusive are photographs, film, or videotape of Scotland's mysterious creature. But half a world away, in the vacation town of Kelowna, British Columbia, lives another legendary creature. The native people called it Naitaka, long fish. In the 1920s, an Englishman named it Ogopogo. Canada's mysterious alien resident supposedly lives in nearby Lake Okanagan. Unlike the Loch Ness Monster, sightings abound.
Saw this massive thing raise up out of the water, waves roll off its back, and I stood there, I'm sure, with my mouth open. I remember going, oh my God, no.
It was, I would guess, about 40 feet long, and it would be about maybe 2.5 feet wide.
It's really dark green. It's like long and it has no fins though. It's really long. I've seen it 3 times.
Arlene Gall has been a journalist for over 25 years. She's written 2 books and numerous articles on this subject and stands as the resident expert on Ogopogo.
We're looking at hundreds of sightings with, you might as well say thousands of people, because there were group sightings of 17, busloads of 56 people, picnic sites with close to 100 people.
The excitement generated by these sightings has resulted in dozens of photographs, moving images, souvenirs, pop tunes, and Lloyd's of London's offer of $1 million reward. But despite the pictures and the sightings, no one has ever proven that Ogopogo exists, a fact that local enthusiasts would like to change.
I shot the top photo in 3 months before Wally Walkland from Seattle shot the bottom one. What caught my attention was the similarities of the animals, or of the object that broke water.
Do these images show that an unknown creature actually lives in Lake Okanagan? John Kirk, author and president of the British Columbia Scientific Cryptozoology Club, believes that they do.
Cryptozoology is a term that was coined by one of the most noted zoologists of the 20th century, Dr. Bernard Heuvelmans, who had an interest in animals that have not yet been identified by science. Cryptozoology means the study of hidden animals or as yet unrevealed, unclassified, uncatalogued animals. The Columbia River system essentially was dammed to harness hydroelectric power 1926 onwards. So my theory is that Ogopogo was originally a seagoing creature, but ultimately became trapped in Okanagan Lake. Okanagan Lake is, in some places, as deep as 900 feet. It's a very, very deep lake. It's a glaciated, semi-volcanic type of lake.
The best opportunity I had of really studying and knowing the lake system was when I observed it on sonar. And the lake system itself, in some areas, actually has a body of water, then a shelf, a large layer of land jutting out, and then another body of water below. If this creature were to be injured or harmed, it would have a place to go and hide and probably die. And that's most likely why we don't have carcasses ending up on the lake shore.
Since no carcass nor hard physical evidence exists, just what does Ogopogo look like? B-movie makers and legitimate researchers alike continue to fish for answers.
This was the first sighting I ever had on May 19th, 1987, where I was at Mission Hill in the Okanagan. And that down there is Ogopogo's head. As it was swimming across the lake, our attention was drawn to it, and we thought this is a very unusual object. And upon closer inspection, we could see it wasn't a motorboat, it wasn't a discernible animal that we knew about. There were beavers and otters and muskrats in the lake, but this head was far too large. About 10 minutes later, I noticed 2 very bizarre-looking arrowhead wakes there on the surface of the lake, indicating that something very large was under the water, creating a disturbance.
People are seeing out there is a very large animal, probably the size of a whale, with a prehistoric type head, a long tail, and on occasions people have actually seen the front and back appendage of the creature. If I were to put a name on it, it's difficult because Plesiosaur has come to mind, Zeuglodon has come to mind, Tylosaurus, which is your swimming dinosaur. But again, we're probably looking at an animal or species that has adapted itself to the environment of our lake system over the years. And there's definitely more than one animal out there because it's been shown on video and proven to be so.
Dr. Barry Beierstein of Vancouver's Simon Fraser University has studied the Ogopogo phenomenon and has raised many questions as to its existence.
Modern ecology, of course, studies the whole system of animals and plant life and the geology and climatic conditions and everything. You have to ask questions about, how probable is it that it even exists, given that a creature that size would have to eat a lot. And so what does it eat? Where's the niche in the food chain? Where's something missing that it's eating?
A viable population of large animals anywhere between 12 and 70 feet long and weighing several tons. They're probably at the top of the food chain. There's a huge supply of coarse fish in that lake. There's also an abundance of plankton, for instance, krill. I've seen half-digested krill on the surface of the lake, indicating that something very large